Test, test, hello? Test, test, hello? Hello, welcome to my eeveelutions stream. Now, here's my fun intro, which is to give you an update on this Umbreon that we had a big issue with at the end of last stream. So we ended the last stream basically like this, with our Umbreon having no eyes and her rings are mostly gone. And that's because I didn't pack the texture correctly, it didn't save. And so when I went to model Leafeon, I textured Leafeon, everything was great. And then I went and looked and I saw this greeting me when I went to look back at Umbreon, which we had done earlier that stream. So, good news, I have repaired Umbreon. All I have to do is connect this node to get the texture back on her. Hold on, I'm trying to move the window, but my mouse isn't cooperating. Yeah, so I got this texture that we painted. Now, how did I get the texture back? Well, I went to the stream and I just, put it on the highest quality I could and screen grabbed the texture, because luckily I had the texture pretty large at one point as I was talking about it. So I was able to screen grab it, kind of clean it up a little bit. It's not the same texture. It's a little bit wonky compared to how it was when I painted it, but it's close enough. So we fixed Umbreon, and I'm hoping we're not gonna make the same mistake again with the textures not saving, because I went back in and tried to figure out the proper way to do it. So I think that's gonna work out. Okay, so yeah, last stream we finished Leafeon, we also did Umbreon, and now we are on number 6. So we're gonna have to spin the wheel to see what I have to model. Okay, here we go. I really want to do Espeon today. I don't know. Let's see. No Sylveon, no Sylveon, no Sylveon, please no Sylveon. Oh no, Sylveon's coming round. Stay away, Sylveon. Not Vaporeon either. Oh, darn. It looks like it's gonna be Vaporeon. I'll take it over Sylveon. Okay, I don't think we did very well at Vaporeon when we did Vaporeon. We've just done one Vaporeon. Here she is. She's not that great. I think she's the worst one we've done. I'm just checking our model out, reminding myself how we did her. We seem to have a lot of trouble with her head, because I didn't know what shape it was supposed to be in the back, stuff like that. Okay, so my goal is going to be to make a better Vaporeon than we did last time, but I'm very intimidated because I don't know if I can. Another thing I haven't done is moved this Leafeon stuff into the proper folder. So select hierarchy, move into the Leafeon folder. Now we can, let's see, I don't know how I want to arrange these guys on the screen, or not on the screen, in the world space. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll just kind of move them over for now, out of the way. I'm probably also going to turn them off. We'll leave Leafeon. No, we'll leave Vaporeon on in the background so that we can see our past sins. And okay, here we go. So let's just get this started. Starting with a cube as usual. I haven't done Blender stuff in several days, so it might take me a second to warm up. I'm already like, where are my hotkeys? Okay. We're gonna mirror the cube, enable clipping, and let's see. I think our last Vaporeon was a little bit too big overall, so I'm gonna try to not do that this time. Although it doesn't really matter that much. Let's see. Okay. I'm nervous about this one. I think she's probably, I want to say the second hardest aside from Sylveon to model, so. But I also still have that goal of just like going fast. So I don't want to get tripped up on her too much. It would probably help if I annotated a guide for myself. I think I did that on, did I do it on Umbreon? Like I said, I still really need to warm up. Oh, my 3D models always start out so funny looking when I begin. How silly. I bought a new Blender course for making VTube models, actually. What did I do here? I don't even know how I built this out. And it begins, or like the videos open up tomorrow. Maybe already right now they're open because the site is based in South Korea, I think. So they might already be available. And I will be watching a lot of Blender tutorials because of that, which is just cool. Will be fun. Look at this snout. It's amazing. I'm hoping it'll level me up in my skill set. And I always learn a lot when I just sit down and commit to tutorial. But I have trouble sitting down and committing, you know? Especially if the tutorial is not paid. Like if it's a free tutorial just on YouTube, there are a lot of really good ones, but for some reason, if you don't pay for it, it's really easy to just quit watching it. Okay, how am I doing with this head? Hold on, I don't want proportional editing anymore, thank you. Okay, I think on the last model I did the neck frills separate from the head. I think on this one I'll do it the other way. We'll just see what happens with that. I really need to started on the rest of the body. Wow, we have a lot of faces. Oops. Faces on the body as we extrude it out, which is not how I've done it with the other ones, with the other eeveelutions. But that's not wrong. See, I'll extrude the tail. How do I want to extrude it? Maybe I should shape the butt before extruding the tail. It's a novel idea. But let's do the legs. Why does Vaporeon even have legs? Just to make my life harder? I'm just kidding. I'd really like to go faster and faster with these 3D models. Okay, let's see. This is Vaporeon number 2. Number 2 of probably 10. I don't know how it's gonna work out. Maybe never again will I spend Vaporeon. It's all random. All right, one thing that might be useful. For now, I'm gonna turn background Vaporeon off so I can concentrate, is I'm gonna annotate, let's see. Here's the 1 meter line, so I'll just draw that so I can keep it in mind. Because if you zoom in too far, the boulder lines go away so that you get all confused. Okay, and then I'm gonna draw out what I need to do. Okay, so let's do her fin like this. Her side fin will be kind of like this. Body should be more slender. Slender body. Just maybe higher. Slenderer. Tail should be out like this. Is this too long? Or too short? Or too fat? Or too thin? That's maybe a bit too long and fat? Not sure. And then her neck thing be like this. Yeah. So if we follow the guide, we can't go wrong. Okay, what, how do I want to do this tail? Don't know faces I want to extrude. Probably just these two. That's my thought. It's probably enough. Wait, I did connect it kind of low, so do I need to get this one too? Probably best. Let's use loop tools. Flatten that. Okay. Actually, I want to view the front. Actually, I don't want to view the front. I want to view the top. Yeah, that's what I wanted. This just lets you view the faces like head on if they're flat, which I just flattened them, so. Even if they're not flat, but I guess it would just be an average. Oh wait, I'm using the wrong tools? Yeah, I was using the wrong tools there. Flatten it again. And top. Okay. We are getting rotated in space. Just kind of rounding her tail. Rounding. Now, if the view gets kind of sideways like this, I found the best way to correct it is to go into the camera mode and then come out of it, and you're free. Okay. Looks good. Looks good, looks good. Okay. It looks like I can work from this, that's good. Now, I kind of just want to extrude one face for the flat part of her tail fin. I might regret this, but let's give it a try. Let's see. How do I want to build this out? Where is her tail? What does it do? Maybe something like this would be fine. This would be another good chance to use annotations to help. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Probably want it to be like this. Be a little thinner. Seems good. Okay. I'm really determined, you guys, to make this one look better. Okay, that looks not too bad. This part is a little weird, but see, it's a little bit weird, but I think I can smooth it out. It just might create some pinching around the pole there, but we don't have to texture that area. So, I mean, I guess that's not the only concern you'd have for pinching, but it's fine, we're good. How did I do that other Vaporeon's tail? I can't even remember. I think the current one looks a little bit better. Cool. Okay, let's finish like matching things up to our sketch. Then we can like get rid of the annotation so it's not clouding everything, making it hard to see and stuff. I think that's pretty close. Oops. It's pretty close. We could try, should we do the top fins or the, yeah, let's do the top head fins. First. Also, is her head more or less like a sphere? Because I don't think it's bigger on the top or on the bottom. I think it's kind of the same. Okay, I'll do the side ear first. Side ear. You know what I meant. Inset. Then we'll scale in the Y. Extrude. It's gonna be we're gonna need more geometry here. This area looks really blocky. Let me just fix that real quick. Still looks pretty blocky, but it's fine. Okay. Bring it out to like, her ear fins are like as wide as her head, it looks like. Something like this is what I see. And then to match it up to our sketch, it's a bit hard. It did not align very well. Looks semi-okay. Now shall we do the top? I think so, and this is the time to add more geometry. Do the head. I'm not muted, am I? No, okay. Might as well add it. I'm gonna regret this later. Okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna use two 2 faces. That's what I meant to say. We're gonna use 2 faces. These 2. This one and this one. Mohawk, Vaporeon. Okay. I gotta look at my references very closely for Vaporeon because I have no idea what's going on with her. What is going on with her? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to do this part. Don't know if that is the best way, but it's what we got. And it probably looks good enough. Okay, let's do some like set flow on the face. That might help get it smoother. I think I need to bring these faces out a bit. Like that, maybe? I don't think I did this top fin very well. Might be beyond fixing though. Like it's better if it goes like this. Or something. I don't know, man. I don't think I did it very well. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I think we need more geometry here. Can we set flow immediately? No. We cannot use that tool at this point. Maybe I can use it here. Set flow is like a new add-on to me, so kind of works. Kind of works. Okay. I think we got to a better head shape quicker with this Vaporeon than we did the other one, which is not saying a whole lot, but we tried. Okay, let's just like, before we can change our mind, hurry and do the neck frill thing. Maybe I should set flow for this. I don't think that looks very good. Okay, so what faces do we want to extrude here? Let me think. Probably like the ones closer to the head, I guess. Because this is really like, this part of her body is an object really snug fitting around her neck / head, so makes sense to me. Gosh, this looks like a mess over here. I have not used best practices here for this neck chest area. I just used my intuition, and that is not always what you want to do. Patrick, welcome to the stream. You finally made it. I'm glad you're here. We spun the wheel at the start of the stream, got Vaporeon, and my goal is to make a better Vaporeon than the last one, which I think is a surpassable and attainable goal, because I think that Vaporeon was our worst one yet. So we don't have a very high bar to meet for this one. But Vaporeon is just like a nightmare to model, I'm learning. So, but we're still early in the challenge. It's fine if I have no idea what I need to do for this Vappy. Okay. I think we have enough geometry here to build this neck frill out, which is a good thing. Patrick says, I just got home from a Korean restaurant, or I'd have been here sooner. I'm not up to date on all the streams, so I'll know what you're talking about at some point soon. All right, well, hope you had a good dinner, and there's not really much to get up to date on, except for the fact that I accidentally like ruined my Umbreon, but then I fixed it. So that was happy. Patrick says you'll get quicker the more you do, presumably, because they have similar features. Yeah, that's right. I'm also not very familiar with modeling quadrupeds, which is kind of funny because a lot of my early digital art was all quadrupeds. But like for 3D, it's totally different, and I've mostly focused on humans and environments, like buildings and rooms and such. So don't have a lot of experience with the quadrupeds for 3D, but I'm getting there, hopefully. And I want to get there fast. It'd be a lot faster. I want you to blink and then suddenly this challenge is like completed. Or maybe it's more accurate to say I want to blink and then woo, it's done. Okay, so my next priority is to get this the right proportion. Wait, should I be extruding differently than I'm doing, like along normals? Yeah, that works a lot better. Okay, how big is her neck frill? It's about close to where I want it, I think. and it bends sometimes inward toward the body and sometimes more outward, maybe. Checking my references. I think bending it toward the body is more correct based on what I'm saying. But the neck frill, I don't know if that's what it's called, has like ridges on it that poke outward. Not quite neck spikes like Jolteon, but similar in that they're pointy. So I need to do those. Or I could just say, you know, it's low poly. We don't have room for those. We don't need to do those. But I think it's important for her design to have those parts on her. So what's the best way to do that? I think first, let me just like commit to the shape, which I'm pretty close. It's like pretty close to where I'm going. This part is really twisty. Not sure I like that, but might not be worth the time fixing. So I'll ignore that for now. Let me fix this part because it bends inward a bit too much for me. Good, good. Okay, now my priority will be actually erasing these annotations, which make it so hard to see what I'm doing, but were very useful. Okay, now I'm gonna make each of these faces like roughly the same size. There might be a tool that can do that for me, but I don't really know what that tool would be, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. And I'm kind of around the same area-ish. That's probably pretty good. Now what I can do, this might look horrible, I don't know. Only one way to find out is extrude. Hold on, I don't want that to get extruded with the other side. Yeah. And then scale down. Is this gonna work? We'll try it. This might result in too many spiky points. But let's just keep going. It has to look better than that last one, than the last Vaporeon, I'm hoping. Anyway, this challenge is all about experimentation and finding out the best ways to make these weird shapes, so maybe this will be fine. It looks kind of cool. I don't think it looks completely accurate to how Vaporeon should look, but it looks kind of cool, and that's really all that matters in life, or at least in an artist's life, is just make something that looks kind of cool. You'll go far with that. Okay, that was the last one. So what are we thinking? How does this look? compared to actual Vaporeon. Okay, so the pointy parts are supposed to be more like concave, but here they're more convex, I guess is the right way to describe it. And I'm not sure if we can fix it unless we add more geometry, which I don't see happening right now. Let me think. Is there a clever way to do this? Patrick says they're shaped like frog hand webbing. Exactly. And these aren't quite right. Or bat wings, yeah. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and it might fix it. I hope it does. First, I'm gonna make sure these points are small enough. Not points, faces is what I meant to say. And then I'm gonna do what I said I was not gonna do, and I'm gonna add more geometry. Where's my loop cut tool? Here it is. Yeah, this is kinda getting there, kinda getting closer to the right shape. Patrick says, more geometry, that's your solution to everything. I know, and I'm supposed to be doing low poly. What am I doing? More geometry just creates way more problems for you. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend adding more geometry ever. Just keep the 6 vertices in the default cube. Just stay there and you're gonna have a happy life. Okay, we have some issues with the smoothness, so I think I can fix those. Darn. How am I gonna fix these? I think we have way too many poles going on. If I just flatten, that's gonna help a lot. But it's also gonna break my model right here. So I don't want to do that. Maybe the smooth tool will be useful for once in its entire life. Let's see. Smooth tool. Oh? Whoa, okay. It did what I wanted. I have to knock on it because it almost never helps when I pull it out. It almost never does anything good, but it's doing good right now, so. Credit where credit is due. Although, now the back portion is... Oh, this is a nightmare. Patrick says, poor smooth tool, catching strays, I'm here for you, buddy. I never have a good time with the smooth tool. Like, if I'm bringing out the smooth tool, something has gone terribly wrong. Because that's not my first line of defense when it comes to like fixing stuff up. Okay. Somehow doing all of that like undid the whole point of why I added more geometry. So let me just undo all of that. Okay. Darn. All right. I've got an idea. This is not a great idea either, but let's try it. Just kind of manually dragging out the points. Patrick says trial and improvement. Yes. That is what this challenge is all about. Trying new things and going fast so that you can iterate on them, because the more mistakes you can make and the quicker you can make them, the better. For this challenge, at least. Maybe not in webcomics. If you're like actively updating, maybe you don't want to like make as many mistakes as possible. That's the thing about webcomics that just makes it such a different beast compared to a lot of creative works, is like you don't really have time to make a draft of the comic. You can have a draft of like a script, but as for the actual comic, you just kind of make it and that's what's getting uploaded, and you don't really have a lot of time to do trial and error there unless you like start over or make a different comic. So, okay. This is gonna have to do because we spent forever on that. And it doesn't look completely horrible. So that's good. Okay, what geometry am I missing? I think that's most of Vaporeon, but her head fins don't look like they're in the proper proportion to each other. So let me fix those. What's going on here? What is going on over here? I think my points have merged when they are not supposed to have. So let me fix these. Okay, that was easy to fix. Always feels good when you go in with your surgeon tools and it takes 3 seconds to fix it. Okay, so I want to maybe just pull this up like this. Pull this out like this. Patrick says keyhole artistry. Yeah. I mean, that has to do a lot with what I was just talking about, like iterating and how detailed do you get is always a big question when it comes to that mindset, because you can't be too perfectionistic if you're trying to output a lot. It's also really easy, at least for me, to just get stuck there where I want to go in and make the best thing possible that I can. Okay, that's closer to where I need it to be. As for her other side fins, I think the doctor is calling for more geometry. Sad to say. Just a little bit more geometry. We need more geometry. I mean, we could do with like a lot more geometry than that, but I'll stop there so that I don't upset the children, if there are any children watching. Because that's overwhelming, just to see all that geometry suddenly added. Okay, I was about to call Vaporeon geometry right there, just for a second. Vaporeon is a bit too stoutly in the tummy right now. So let's fix that. I'm really enjoying this challenge. I kind of just made it up on a whim as like a fun thing to do for a stream. And I didn't think I'd really get this far. I'm only on number 6, but I didn't know if I would keep going, but I like it. Patrick says they're more otter than seal. Yes. They're very streamlined. They can swim better, I guess. Okay, let's add, let's see, do we want the tail? The tail's gonna need more geometry, for sure. Because if we're gonna pose it afterward and bend it around, it's gonna need more geometry. Oops. Misclick. Patrick says sleek. Yes, that's the best word to use for Vaporeon, I think. Is there a sleeker evolution? I don't know. I guess you could make an argument that Jolteon is, because Jolteon's probably the fastest of all the evolutions. Wow, look at these messed up polygons over here. I'm really ashamed of this whole center area. Like a center of the screen right now. It's not good. That's not good edge flow. It should be more grid-like in an area of the tail like this where there's not much going on. That is not good. But it's what we got right now. It's what we got right now. Okay. I need to shape the legs. Just a little bit. Starting to use my brain now with the feet regarding like best ways to make them quickly instead of just fiddling around with every vertice every time. I think doing it like this is good. Patrick says, I'm ashamed of this whole area. Hashtag relatable. I feel the same about my body. Yeah, it's really awkward to like stream art live because sometimes you feel just like you could do a lot better at certain areas, and then you feel the need to like call it out and be like, hey guys, I know it's not good, but you're watching a work in progress, so I'm just gonna awkwardly shout it out. I hope you guys understand. It's fun though. I'm not someone who would really like to stream myself making my comic, because that is something I put a lot more like mental energy into, and I don't know, it just seems like it would be exhausting to also have to like make sure it's understood that, you know, each part of the process is a work in progress and stuff like that. I mean, I know that viewers are smart enough to realize that, but if you could see some of my works in progress, you know, there might be some doubts there. Like, what is she doing? What is going on? Hello, Rowery. I have never done any 3D at all, so I'm totally unable to tell what is done well and what isn't. I will accept whatever I see as the way it's done. Oh no. You're gonna have to probably accept some strange and bad stuff then. I do have some degree of self-education on the proper way to do this stuff, but unfortunately, or fortunately, like maybe from an entertainment perspective, fortunately, I'm just kind of doing things haphazardly and cutting corners just to be able to get all 100 finished. Patrick says, you learn more from watching someone learn and iterate than you do watching someone doing something perfect and polished, unless they're very good at describing why they're doing what they're doing. Yes, that's basically true, I think. I think the more your brain gets engaged in the process, the better it is for like remembering and just like gaining a skill set. So if you're watching someone do something like extremely strangely inefficiently, then you're like constantly shouting at the screen, no, do it this way. That probably sinks into your memory better and helps you learn better. So I think I agree. All right, let's fix this front leg a bit more. I think we're almost done modeling Vaporeon. Could be a lot better, but you know how it is. Set Flow made her way bulky there. Come on, Set Flow, you're letting me down this stream. You're supposed to be the MVP add-on. What are you doing? Set Flow, come on. Set Flow is what I learned in my last Blender course I took. I learned that it was like, it can be like a really big crutch for you to rely on in modeling and getting the vertices aligned. So at first when I was watching the instructor use Set Flow, I was like, this isn't in the default Blender toolbox. I don't need it. I'm not gonna go install that add-on. That takes way too much work. But as I watched his course, I saw him use it so much that I realized, hey, maybe I need to take a look at it. So I installed it since it only took like, you know, let's be real, it took like 5 minutes to install. And it's nice to just have it in case I need it. So here we are with Set Flow. It usually works pretty good, but I don't know. I think I still don't really know how to use it. Because, like Patrick was saying, I guess, the instructor maybe wasn't very good at explaining what he was doing, though he was very good at doing it. So I didn't understand a lot of the why behind what he was doing. Let's see what happens if we use it here. See, I'm beginning to intuit that you need to use Set Flow more in areas that are not near poles. This is a pole, for example. It's a vertice with it's a vertice that's connected to more than 4 other vertices. I think poles just kind of mess with it too much. Patrick says, you know how it is, fit for purpose. You could always make it better, but the improvement to time ratio gets worse and worse the more you do. Yes. It's like the 80-20 principle, I guess. He says, define what's good enough to avoid wasting your effort. That's right. That is totally right. I agree, 100%. All right. I will now announce very formally, for some reason, that I'm just gonna add a bit more geometry and then hopefully move on to materials and texturing. So I'm adding loop cuts to joints and areas that might bend, just to make sure they can bend properly without clipping all over everywhere. What else needs to bend? Ears, probably. Those aren't ears, I call them ears. Are they ears? I have no idea. I really want to just hop into sculpt mode real quick and smooth out this tail, But I'm afraid that is gonna really mess up the good thing I got going, because there are so many vertices just all cramped together, and I feel like they could really easily get disorganized. But you know what, let's try it. Let's try it. First though, I might need to apply the mirror modifier. Let me think. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, let's turn on wireframe so we can see if the vertices get completely obliterated. Okay, just kind of loosening them up, relaxing them a bit. That's what I was hoping for. That's good, that's good. Don't want to go overboard with it, but just kind of smooth out the tail. Yeah, that's good. Could even do it a bit on the body too. Make it a bit slimmer. Do I dare like keep going? I was just gonna do the tail, but now I'm like, yeah, this place, that place could use it. I mean, it's doing a lot of good work here, to be honest. This snout looks horrible. Looks honestly D tier snout right now. But I don't blame myself. I blame just the style that the eeveelutions were designed in, which is like, you know, very stylized and without proper anatomy. So how can I possibly model something that is so unrealistic? I'm kind of being tongue-in-cheek about that because it should be pretty easy. And I myself design characters that are not very realistic at all. Patrick says, it's a weird tiny turned up nose on Vaporeon. I know, and I know and I feel in my heart that that should be easy to model. And all of the eeveelutions are like that, pretty much. They all have tiny little noses, except Glaceon has like some chubby cheeks. Really cute. I don't know why I can't do it very well, but I think it's a fundamental error in how I'm structuring the edge flow of the face. So I need to work on that at some point. Patrick says fun is greater than realism. Yes. But it's also fun to do well at this challenge. Patrick says, oh, is the spiky bit along the spine going into the model? Or as a texture? Oh my gosh, I'm glad you said something. I completely forgot about that. Thank you. I was gonna straight up just send Vaporeon with no backbone here. All right, we gotta do it. Darn, okay. Let's make some room. Darn it. You ruined my day. I'm just kidding. So on the last model, I modeled that part separately, like on a separate mesh. This time I'm just gonna bake it straight into this mesh. Patrick says, you're welcome. I don't know Pokemon that well, so I had to pull up some references to know what you were aiming for. Thank you for that. You're the MVP right now. I also have references, but I also have scatterbrain. I don't know. Okay, let's focus. Focus tools. Focus on Vaporeon. Also known as geometry. Okay, I think I'm gonna struggle with this part, but That's nothing new. Okay, how am I gonna do this? 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 With a lot of mistakes. Checking my reference, checking it. I'm like Santa, what is the lyric? Checking my list twice. Never mind. Never mind that one. Okay. Okay, I think this is going to be the hardest task of my entire life. Right here. The hardest thing I've ever done right now, right here, is making these spine bumps. There's just like no good way I can think of to make them uniform unless I make them as a separate objects. You know what? I'm gonna look at this mesh. I'm just gonna stare at it, and I'm gonna drink my coffee for a second because I need some. I'm gonna brainstorm. Okay. I'm just gonna move forward with the obvious, to me, method of doing this. And if it works, if it doesn't work, we're gonna say we tried it. We gave it a try. Let's see, can I do it all at once? Can I do this operation I'm thinking of all at once, or do I have to do it one by one? Extrude individual, that's what I need. Extrude, and then, what is it, Alt S? Alt S is not what I need. Maybe I should just leave it like that. Say it's like a prehistoric Vaporeon. It looks kind of cool. Hey, Game Freak, listen up. Got a new mega form of Vaporeon lined up. Mesh. Transform. Alt S is what I did, but it didn't help. Maybe if I scale like this. Aha! Look at that, everybody. Doesn't even look that bad. Doesn't even look completely terrible. Kind of looks semi-decent. Wow. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna extrude, scale. scale these last bits, which I wanted to do separately because I thought they were divided too small. Patrick says, I like it. Reminds me of the old Yorkie chocolate bar. Oh, I can't picture that, but I'm sure you're right. What does that remind me of? It just reminds me of Vaporeon, man. Memories of Pokemon are so ingrained into my poor brainwashed head. All right, looking okay. Looking okay, except for the head. That head ain't right. Let's give it one last try. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody walked in and needed to ask me something. So let me make sure I unmuted. Yeah, I did. Okay. Patrick says, probably just a British thing. They were made in the city I went to university. The city I went to university in. York, hence the name. I'll find a photo and stick it on CrossNova. Okay, cool. Let's see. I know about like York peppermint patties. It's like a candy, I guess, that I never really ate. I don't know if that's the same company or something totally different. But yeah, a photo would be great so I can know what you're talking about. Okay, I have an idea. Yeah, that is like close to what we need. We need it to like pinch inward at the top so that the snout can still be small but go outward a little bit. It's also just a complete mess, is how it is. It's also just not good, but my work is not a reflection of me as a person. Get some self-affirmations going here. What I produce does not define my value as a human being. So despite this monstrosity right here, I feel great. I feel fine. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going with? This is what we're going with, Zulz? I'm asking myself, is this how we're proceeding? Yeah. Yep, that's what we're going with. Okay. Let me now start materials. Hold on. This thigh ain't right. Okay. Let me start materials now. Okay, we'll make a new one. Actually, let's get rid of this. Make a new one, call it, we're on number 6. Are we on number 6? Last one we did was Leafeon. She was number 5. Yeah, we're on number 6. 006, Vaporeon, Maine. Patrick says, I hadn't heard of York peppermint patties. Apparently they were named that after York in Pennsylvania. They look tasty. Okay, so they're a totally different thing. Yeah, I think I've had some of those. I just never like had them enough to really have a strong opinion on them. Okay. Let's get Vaporeon the right color. That's pretty close. Let's also get this normal shading to be less choppy and weird looking. That's looking better. Good. Okay, how do we shade her neck? We'll go like this. More. That got all of it, I think. Sign 006. Vaporeon main, call it Vaporeon white. Make it white. Maybe just a bit of yellow. Do we want to make it shinier? Probably. Yeah, like a little bit of sheen there. We could even add a clear coat. Just kind of intensify that shine. Let's do that on the blue color too. Turn the roughness down. Now she looks a bit wet. Good. Okay. Let's next texture the spine, whatever. It's gonna be a bit annoying to select it correctly. Okay, I think the fastest way would be to select each of these bumps. Yeah, I'm not really a candy person. I don't eat much candy. Although I will eat it if offered. Let's see. Got it perfect. There we go. (006) Vaporeon, dark blue. How's this looking? Way too bright. Oh my goodness. Should be more aqua. That looks good. Okay, she is not looking so bad here. I am a little bit pleased here with this Vaporeon, especially compared to the last one. Okay, now we have the head fins to do. I don't know if I want to texture them with the polygons. I'm just looking at the geometry, looking at my reference, trying to figure out what I should do. Arrgh. I can't slow down now. Not right now, not right here. Making a simple decision. I think it makes sense to texture with the I don't know, having executive dysfunction or something. Like, okay, what I'm trying to figure out is if I should paint the head fins the proper colors, or just assign the polygons the right colors. If I do the latter, I'm gonna have to adjust the mesh a lot, maybe too much. Though I could just get my knife tool out and start slicing it up. That might be fine to do. You know what, I'm gonna do that. Where's my knife tool? It's not a crime to use the knife tool, as long as you don't make any ingons. Okay, so now it kind of has close to the right shape going on. I'll go ahead and change it to the right color. Then, after the color is applied, I will attempt to move the vertices around to make it correct. Let's see. Vaporeon is so hard to understand in the back. It seems like her blue goes all the way down like this. Let's just do this. It's very pinchy there, but that is a part of the model that shouldn't really be observed very much. So we might be fine. Actually, like, I think this part is supposed to be a lot thicker, where it connects her to her head. I did not do a good job of modeling back here. Now I'm paying for it. This is why proper edge flow is important, because if you have to make edits, it's a lot easier if things make sense versus if they're just a mishmash of sorta correct. That's what I say. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. We have not done the actual like fin part though. So let's select all these faces. This is another reason why low poly is useful. If you have to select faces one by one, you're going to be happy if you're low poly. (006) again. Call it Vaporeon yellow. And make a yellow. That is very orange. Sorta. I have a love-hate relationship with how these head fins turned out. Almost done with them though. Let's just get all these faces. and assign them. And we're done. Okay, all that's left is to add the texture for the eyes. And maybe draw some lines where the fins are. Like we did on Leafeon, we drew some lines on the leafy parts just to make it look more detailed and correct. So on our last Vaporeon, we didn't even do that. We didn't even do any texturing. We just painted the polygons, assigned the polygons for her eyes and nose, and it didn't look that good, let's be honest. So let's go ahead and do some UV unwrapping, and we can be happier about the final result. Before I UV unwrap, I'm just gonna get this curvature of the top of her head more correct. It's more of like a linear point, I think. How does it look from the side? Not too good. Doesn't look too good over here. Taking forever on this one. But it's Vaporeon. I mean, what am I supposed to do if the wheel says Vaporeon? Quit? Oh, she looks like she's balding a little bit for some reason. Like I didn't bring that blue forward enough. Let me fix that. Let me fix that somehow. Oh gosh, this is a slow process. Okay, that's probably gonna look closer to better-ish. Next time I might just texture paint this part rather than try to get these polygons arranged correctly. All right, so UVs, we're gonna need the head unwrapped, the neck frill unwrapped. Do we want to paint toes? Might as well paint some toes. Patrick says they have quite alien-esque eyes, like the stereotypical Roswell type aliens. They do. They almost all of them do, except maybe Umbreon and Leafeon look a bit different, but all of them. Oh, and Sylveon is different. Espeon especially looks very creepy and alien-like. All right, so this is how I'm gonna do it. Patrick says, although it seems like they've been cutesified in some iterations with more like puppy dog eyes, maybe that's comfort fan art. Yeah, I think all the official art of the eeveelutions, including the 3D models, they look pretty alien-ish. Well, I don't know. Alien isn't the first adjective I would use to describe them, but it's definitely an adjective that you could use to describe them, I think. Oh gosh, I'm fiddling with this part again. Help! Help! Make me stop. Okay, I was trying to UV unwrap. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out the side fins. Cut them out. Cut them. Snip, 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 snip. snip. Edge mark seam. That will be textured. We need this part too. Snip, 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 snip. Get this last little edge, snip, mark seam. Patrick says, they look fierce, not friendly. You know? I could see that. I could see them being described as fierce. I mean, they are pretty strong for non-legendary Pokemon. They have some good stats. Okay, so cut out the face. Snip. 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 Snip, snip. Snip. Snip, snip. Snip. Edge, mark, seam. That's cut out. What else do we need? This part. Oh gosh, I can't even find the edge deep in here. Okay, I think I got it all. I hope I did. Maybe I should set flow that. I don't know. Let's see what happens. No, too dangerous when I have the front selected too. Edge mark seam. That part should be cut out fine. I think. Or should we cut it into 2 pieces? Nah, it'll be okay. Patrick says, where is your armpit, Vaporeon? I wasn't even trying to get in the armpit. I was trying to get in the neck frill pit. I'm sure that gets sweaty under there and needs some deodorant. No offense, Vaporeon. Let's see. Toes. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. We just need the toes cut out. I'm so sorry, Vaporeon, for how I've brought you into being looking like this. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Snip, 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 snip. Snip, snip, snip. Snip, snip. Snip, snip. Mark seam. Then the back side. Snip, 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 snip. Snip. Snip, snip, snip. Snip, snip. Okay. Now, I think if I unwrap it, the body is going to be a mess, but the parts I cut out will be fine. And I think that'll be okay. I don't think I've ever UV unwrapped quite this laser focused like I just did, so I'm not sure that this is going to work, but I think it'll work as long as I didn't do something stupid. So we're going to UV unwrap. Let's see what we got here. It kind of looks like everything was unwrapped okay. What is this? All right, this part doesn't need to be painted, so that's fine. Is this the neck frill? Yeah, this is the neck frill. This is the, what is this? Sorry, you probably can't see what I'm looking at because of my face. Hopefully you can see that. All right, this must be, yeah, that's the head fin there. Head fin there. These must be the paws. Okay, so these are unnecessary, I think. I'm gonna scale them to 0. Oops. What happened? What happened? Scale them to 0 and move them out of sight. Now, wait, where's the, oh darn, I didn't get the face. Where's the face? Oh, okay, this was the face. But why is it connected to the, did I not cut it correctly? Patrick says, yeah, we can see the breakdown of the sections highlighted in orange. Good. All right, this. That goes there. Over here. Why is this like, I'm trying to figure out why this is connected to this part. Ugh. Going on. I thought I snipped it. You heard me snip it. There's a solid red border. I don't understand what I did wrong. I guess I could just rip it apart. Say, I don't know what I did wrong, but I know what to do now. Sorta. Oh gosh. It's so small in here. Maybe my mesh is messed up. Like maybe I have double vertices somewhere. Let me check. No, it should be fine. Do I have weird face orientation? No. Looks good. So my problem is I cut out the face. I hope you can see it on the video resolution, but there's a red line going like, you know, here along the top, and then it goes down along the side. Let me get rid of that back Vaporeon so you can see better. And then it goes down under the chin. So I'm not sure why on the Eevee map we have all this extra area that is the top portion of the mesh. It shouldn't be connected. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And I'm even having a hard time selecting these faces to like rip them away. Rip failed. What's going on? Okay, I've ripped it all apart, so that should be workable. Patrick says, do I have weird face orientation? I do every time someone points a camera at me. You're funny. Do you get like intimidated when someone wants to take like a group photo or something? Scale is 0. I think we don't need this stuff, so I am turning it all into a small dot that we will never think about again. I think I have everything we need. Because this is the face. This is where we're gonna paint the eye and the nose. This is the neck frill, which we could relax a bit in here. Nice. I hope you can still see what I'm doing. Should scoot it over. This is a paw, I'm pretty sure. This is also a paw. pretty sure. This is a head fin, and this is a head fin. Okay. I don't think I've made the best use of the space, so let me modify it a little bit. UV packing is an art. I think I could use like the default blender tool for it, but I'm afraid it's gonna grab all those little bits too. I don't want it to. That's probably good enough. Patrick says, I don't know how to smile on demand, my Mrs. Can, so we always look like such an odd couple. The only photos of me smiling properly are when I don't know I'm being photographed. Aha. I see. I have sort of the opposite problem. I just smile all the time, even to the point where I think I smile too much because I feel like it makes me look too friendly when I actually don't want to be perceived that way, because I don't want people to like approach me and talk to me. So I smile too much, I think. And I don't do it consciously. It just happens, and then I'm stuck appearing friendly. Gosh darn. Okay, so we've unwrapped the Vappy. Now let's texture paint the Vappy. Oh gosh, how are we gonna do this? I have to set it up on multiple materials, but that's fine. We'll start on the main material and we'll add base color. We'll make it transparent. Okay. Now this is how you're supposed to pack the image. You go to image, pack, I think. We'll see when I go into the shader editor if it works. No, did not work. Image, save all images, no. Maybe it didn't work because I haven't painted on it yet, I don't know. Patrick says, this is a paw, I'm pretty sure. When Eevee and Amber found that raccoon. That raccoon was so fun to do. Because when I first, let's see, for his first appearance, I didn't draw him. Amber just mentioned him. But I said in the comments, the artist comments, that he would return and be very important. Patrick says, packing the image by going image pack would make intuitive sense. I know, but like, if you saw my last stream, I was like looking everywhere trying to figure out how to pack the image, but I didn't really remember that it was called pack. So I was just looking for a button that said save all images, and I couldn't find it, even though it was kind of in the same area. Anyway, let's try to fix this node setup here for a second. So we're gonna add a mix color. I think it's supposed to be like this. Set it to, is it closest? I think. And then we have to repeat that on the other materials, but let me just try to make sure this image gets packed correctly first. Okay. Let's draw ourselves an eye. 1 hour, 45 minutes into the stream, we're drawing our first eye. Not so good. Not how I wanted it to be. Okay, can we pack it now? Pack. I see it. I see the pack icon. Oh, I'm so excited. I gotta show you guys. View, zoom in. Wait, view, frame selected. Oh man, I don't have a good way to zoom in unless I grab my mouse. Here we go. Okay, See this? This means it's packs. That's what I was looking for. There it is. It's packs. It won't go away, I'm pretty sure. I'm happy about that. Patrick says, symmetry hype. Yes. That is why I like to work in 3D, honestly. It's so easy to make things symmetrical. Although I guess that's true in 2D art also, if you have the right program. I just like symmetry mirror tools or whatever. They're nice. Okay, so because our face geometry is so bad, when we go to the side, the eye looks like that. But that's just life, baby. Patrick says, huh, I thought the pack icon would look like a wedge of cheese. Like for the Packers? Is that what you're referring to? I don't really know a lot about NFL, but I had a teacher in like 3rd grade who was obsessed with the Packers. So I got my education from her in more ways than one. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if the eye is in the right spot. I think it should be more like over there this way, really. Let's just give her big old sunglasses. Yikes. I'm yikesing at how uneven this mesh is, but that's fine. Yeah, I only watch NFL when I like need to procrastinate and it's a Sunday. And my dad's usually here watching Red Zone, which is like a channel with all the games at once. A good way to burn some hours if you're trying to avoid doing something. Let's see. Erase alpha. Patrick says, this is Vaporeon, the bike cop then. Vaporeon is gonna work with Officer Jenny. I think Officer Jenny, that's a character from the Pokemon anime. I think she has, does she have sunglasses like as a side accessory? Oh my gosh, look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this tear duct or whatever it is. Look at that. Ah! It's not good. It's not very good, but we're just laughing and we're moving on. And we're saving our image constantly to avoid what happened to Umbreon. So I can maybe kind of try to fix it. By just like smoothing this area out a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Sort of. Ah. Patrick says 7 hours of commercial-free football. Yeah, exactly. Hype phrase to end all hype phrases, right? Oh, no. Oh, why? Why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? Why was I born? Why do I exist? Why do I like Pokemon? Oh no. It's fine. We're gonna survive this. We're gonna survive and be stronger than ever. Because this wonky Vaporeon face will not get the final word. might even look kind of cute. See? Might even look a little bit cute. Now I kind of want to, gosh, fix the normals on the eye because it's so shiny. You can just, it's way too much effort to do anything. Never mind. Okay, let me finish setting up the nodes on the other materials. Add texture, image texture, Vaporeon. Then we're gonna add color, mix color. Why does this look so green? Is it green? It looks a little green. Color goes here, alpha goes here. Closest. Just gotta do it one more time. Yeah, one more time. Add texture, image texture. Closest. Get me that mix color. Not here. Add color, mix color. Okay, we should be set up to just paint now, I think. So we're gonna get like a brownish. We already have a brown from, I think, Eevee we can reuse, and just paint some fin lines. What's nice is since we didn't really UV unwrap this dark blue part, we can just like paint right over it and it won't show up. That's pretty nice. Patrick says little white almond pupils or maybe reflection bits, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's the specular highlight, like the shiny part of the eye. The thing I was musing about earlier was like, I could go in and adjust how the reflection works on the eye. You know what, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do it right now. Because right now we're like doubling up on the specular. We have the white part that I painted, and then we have like the natural lighting shining onto it. It looks a little bit confusing and blurry. So I can actually get rid of that like automatically generated one, which I think would look a lot better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a texture for roughness. Is it texture? Yeah, I guess it's called a texture. And then we're gonna make it, to make it transparent. We're gonna make it, let's say roughness. We'll just make it sort of glossy to hopefully match the material we already have. See, I don't think that was glossy enough. Let me make it darker. That's closer, maybe too glossy, something like that. That's how it was, I think. And then I can go in with a white, paint right on over it so that that reflection goes away. This isn't white, what am I doing? So now we just have the white circle that I painted acting as the reflection light. It's very stylized, of course. It doesn't adjust to the environment light, but that's how an eeveelution is. You know, very simple design. It's a very simple little white specular. I think they all have, except for Umbreon, maybe. No, even Umbreon just has a little white dot for the specular highlight. Patrick says, turning it from gloss to matte, sort of. Yeah, exactly. That's basically exactly what I'm doing. In Blender, and I guess in other fields, programs, whatever, it's called roughness. So I'm painting white, which means I'm painting roughness onto the eye. And the opposite of roughness is the glossy, shiny. Okay, let me pack this. Hope that worked. And save. Okay, so I think that looks a lot better. Or, you know, more internally consistent with the style. So now this Vaporeon has actually two texture images. It has the base color image where I'm painting the eye and the fin lines, and then it has the roughness texture map. So that's kind of neat. Patrick says, I can't hear the word shiny without thinking of a giant crab now because of Moana. Well, that's a blessing. That's a great movie. Of course, when I hear shiny, especially in this context, I think of shiny Pokemon. Okay, I want to paint onto this without accidentally hitting the body behind. And that's really easy to do. Like I could paint a line and then whoops, I go onto the thigh. Although I guess because I didn't UV unwrap it, it's not gonna go on, but I could like accidentally go down this way or something, which would not be good. So what I'm gonna do is set my clipping to be really near. That way I don't accidentally hit behind. Probably more ways, more elegant ways of doing what I just did, but that's a way I know how to do and it works. So I'm gonna use it. Okay, looking good. We'll just paint the back now, I guess. Ew. It's not a very pretty curve. Something like that is fine. Patrick says, magic special Pokemon. Do you know what shiny Pokemon are? I think you said you don't know much about Pokemon. But that's, I guess that's a pretty common concept. Or well-known concept, is it? Shiny Pokemon. Patrick says yes via YouTube Let's Plays. Ah, okay. Yeah, I figured it's probably pretty common knowledge. Okay, so we got the head fins. We didn't do the nose. Let's get the nose. I like turning on wireframe to paint the nose so that I kind of place it in the right spot. Although this head is a mess. Am I on the wrong? Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong layer there. Patrick says, and I used to play Magic the Gathering. How's that related to shiny Pokemon? Are there shiny Magic cards? Is that a thing in Magic? Like variant art or something? Or like holo? Are we talking holo cards? Let's paint the toes while we're here. Vaporeon, I'm giving you so much love. I hope you appreciate it. Let's get a nice blue for your toes. Where are we? Let's use this blue, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Magic. I think the main card game like that I've played is Pokemon TCG. Patrick says guess it's a thing in collectible cards in general to create artificial scarcity if you're cynical, or fun if you're optimist. Yeah. I think it's fun. For me, what I like in card games is just how pretty the cards are and how pretty the art can be, so that's definitely a bonus for me. Okay, all we have to paint is the neck area, and I think that's it. Vaporeon white. Is this what we're doing? I don't think I even need to select the material like that. What color do we need? Like a light gray? I don't think we need wireframing. Maybe it'd be useful to have it on, I guess. Okay, so paint like... I'm not gonna go right up to the edge, because I could do that over here if I turn on the UV map. How do I see the UV map? View. Why is it not showing me my map? Is it because I don't have everything selected? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now to go to the very edge, I can just paint directly onto here and not have to worry about like accidentally painting onto the face. And see, it copies over on the 3D model. So that's pretty nice. It's really nice to start to get used to 3D tools so that you can figure out the most efficient way of doing things, because this is not very intuitive or easy for a 2D artist. Trust me, I've been there. I was the 2D artist who had no idea what UV stuff was. I still barely know. Patrick says, what does UV stand for in this context? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't even remember what it stands for. I almost feel like it doesn't stand for anything. Gosh. Is it like, you know, 3D has the Z, X, Y axes, and then I think like UV is another axis for color data and like 2D data. I don't know, I could be wrong. I need another sip of coffee here. Ugh. UV, does it stand for anything? I don't think it does. But I wouldn't bet money on that. Patrick says, U for the horizontal, V for the vertical. You were right. Aha. So yeah, it's just adding more dimensions to the 3D workflow, I guess is how you could phrase it. Patrick says, X and Y in my statistical world, and I work with UV ultraviolet detectors a lot too. Yeah, it'd be cool if it stood for ultraviolet and it did something with that. But it's just an arbitrary set of letters, I think. Okay. Here this girl is. Here she is, and we're not even completely done because we gotta add her skeleton next, I think. I think her side fins on her head are just like the wrong shape. I wish I could show you. I don't have an easy way of pulling up an image on my broadcast, but this part, can you see where I'm circling? Like this part? Change the color. Where it connects is supposed to be really fatter, I think. Like the reference I'm looking at, it connects kind of like this. Like there's a really fat connection. So I got that wrong, but I'm not gonna change it at this point. Patrick says, looking good, the ear join, yes, or rather head flap join. Yeah, I have no idea what to call the parts of Vaporeon's body. They're all so strange and fishy. Okay, time for skeleton time. That's the last step, so we're almost there. Okay. Let's rename Cube, finally, into 006 Vaporeon. And that reminds me, I need to fix the counter on the stream overlay because it still says 3. That's not right. We've done 5. We've done 5, we're on 6, so we need to change this to 5 right now. There we go, I think that worked. Okay, skeleton time, skeleton time. Add armature. Display as wire in front. Patrick says, come on, overlay, keep up. I wish it could automatically update. That would be very useful because I haven't been very good at adjusting it every time. Oh no, okay. I'm gonna do something novel for this challenge. I'm actually gonna name the bones because I've needed to know the bones' names during this challenge and I have not known them, so naming them would be rather helpful, I think. And it's not hard to just go over and type neck, you know? Why do I have to be so lazy all the time? Just go over here and type head. It'll save me a headache later. Duh. All right, do we want to give her ear flappies bones so they can bend? I don't think I want to this time. I don't think they need to bend. What about her frill? I think I'm gonna give her some frill bones. Patrick singing the hip bones connected to the thigh bone. That is what it's all about in armature creation in Blender. You gotta make sure you know the song and know what bone is connected where. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give her some frill bones. I've never ever in my life made bones for a neck frill or like neck mane or whatever, so I have no idea if this is gonna work correctly, but we're all about learning today. So we're gonna call this frill, I guess. Shifty place it like this, sorta. Should be fun. Well, maybe move it over a bit. Hopefully Blender knows what I'm trying to go for there. A lot of this is just me telling Blender, hey, I kind of want this part to bend. Can you do me a solid and just line up the weight painting correctly, please? Okay, I think that should work. And then let's get the forearm. No, let's do the tail first. Okay. I really need to look. You know what? I'm gonna really quick just take 1 minute to look at how quadruped armatures are supposed to look in the spine tail area, because I'm not sure. Dog armature blender is what I'm gonna Google and see what I can see, because I don't really know how to hook up the base of the spine to the tail. So let's see what other people do. Okay, interesting. I see. Okay. All right. Well, I did it completely wrong. How am I gonna fix this? Do I need to fix this? I think I can fix it easily enough. All right, so what I need to do, Patrick says, you're kind of building one of those wooden flexible mannequin things in the software here, right? I have a lizard one of those, which would be similar to this, albeit a bit chunkier. You have a lizard mannequin? That's so cool. I guess you could say that's what I'm doing. But I don't know, that implies that it would have correct anatomy, which it does not. This is more like just telling Blender where I want the joints to be, where I want it to bend. And yeah, just where all the hinges are, I guess you could say. Okay, I think this is what I saw when I Googled it just now, although now that I'm doing it, it seems a bit wrong. So we'll figure this out soon. Okay, I'm gonna call this tail. And then I'm just gonna build out the tail. Okay, and now the fun part is I'm gonna parent this spine bone to tail. Wait. Tail 04, tail 03. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna parent this to tail 05. It's important to like make sure the bones know what bone is their parent, so that when you bend a joint, the joints that like flow from it also move along with that bend. For example, if you like bend an elbow, you want also the wrist and the fingers to like kind of go along with the elbow. You don't want to have to like bend everything. Is that the right way to explain it? I don't even know anymore. Okay. And then I need another bone as just like a controller bone. Actually, I don't even need that for this exercise. This is fine. Okay. Okay, now we'll do the legs and we'll be done, I think. I do have a dog skeleton diagram pulled up so that I kind of get the bones in the right spot. But also, when it comes to 3D armatures, you don't always want them to be exactly where they are supposed to go, because it could kind of make it bend a little wonky. Since 3D meshes don't actually have like muscles and, you know, all that fleshy stuff on the inside, they might not bend quite properly. So you have to make some allowances for that sometimes. This is gonna be called hind leg. Okay, and then this will be called front leg. Okay, I want to select all these leg bones and move them to the side. That's good enough, maybe? Okay. Now I need to select all bones that aren't the center bones. I think I got them, and I'm gonna auto name left, right, symmetrize. Did that work correctly? I think it did. Okay. Now if we parent the mesh to the armature, it should work. Let's go ahead and name the armature 006 Vaporeon. Control P. That is the wrong order. This gets parented to this. Control P. Armature with automatic weights. Let's see if it worked. This is my favorite part. Parenting the armature and seeing if it moves. Let's see, I'm in pose mode. Get auto IK on. Well, the body is bending after the tail, which is not exactly intuitive for posing, but it's fine. I can move the neck frill around, that's kind of cool. Looks like she's working pretty good. All right, what pose shall we do for the Vappy? What pose shall this Vappy be in? It's a lot better to spend a lot more time on the armature so that you can pose it better than this haphazard way of doing it. But we're only gonna pose her this one time, probably. So it's okay to just, I'm telling myself, it's okay to just do it jankily. Oop, clipping, clipping, clipping. Wipe your face before you go to bed. Wash your face. Yeah, I don't think I did this skeleton right. I don't like how it's moving around, but that's what we did today. Okay, so I think it's time to pull up the other old Vaporeon, put it next to the new one, and see if we did better or not. Hold on, I'm just trying to fix this bend a little bit. It's kind of wonky. Okay, here are the two Vaporeons. Let's change it to a sea background. Deep blue. Or maybe like a light blue would look nice. Let's do the deep blue for now. Then let's get our lights. Where is our light? Our sun. Make it more of a blue light. Could make it stronger too. Okay, maybe too strong. Okay. Well, here we are. Here's the old Vaporeon that I did like a week ago, maybe less. And here's today's Vaporeon. I want to say the new one is a lot better. I basically like every element on the new one better than the old one. Although I'm sure we made the old one a lot quicker. I'm glad that we built it all onto one mesh instead of using separate objects like we did with the other one. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream. It's been 2.5 hours and we made one Vaporeon. So that's why I don't want to spin Vaporeon. I don't want to spin Sylveon. We still haven't spun Sylveon yet because it takes the whole stream to do one. But we did it, and we have 6 Eevees down. Let me go ahead and add that to the overlay before I forget. Yeah, we're done. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next stream making more eeveelutions. Thanks for watching.